Hello guys, welcome back after a little break. We're here with our second series of the night, Virtus.Pro, going up against ScaryFaceZZZ, be yourself. Now, we'll head into the draft straight away, because I had to change the time countdown a little bit there. It's kind of interesting. Both teams here on time, both teams ready to go, so straight into the game, straight into the draft, and we're ready with the game sound, and also my co-caster Skim. What's going on, man?
Hey. I actually muted myself, so sorry. But yeah, hey, looking forward to this because Virtus.Pro, they had some interesting drafts in those last two games. So I'm interested to see what they can pull off here. And we already see one of those picks, Broodmother.
They really do not like dealing with Ember Spirit, and I know this hero has kind of come to the forefront of drafts recently. It's pretty good against the Broodmother, you know, even in lane with that Flame Guard clearing through the Spiderlings, but later on with the Battle Fury, you really do shut her down a lot, and jumping around with Remnants is pretty annoying. But Scary Faces, they're a very aggressive team. They like their Huskar, they like their, you know, reactive supports that can TP in and save people like that Dazzle, but they do like playing aggressively and just going forward. So I'd like to see Virtus.Pro, you know, putting a lot of emphasis on that Broodmother controlling the lane, and then everyone else kind of plays together as a 4 and just reacts to what Scary Faces does.
Do you think though that Nightstalker is really a first phase pick? Feels so weird seeing a Nightstalker like this early on. Like, I'm not even saying that Nightstalker's not a meta hero. He for sure is like a third or fourth pick, but in the first phase, really?
Yeah, it feels more like a block pick up against Scary Faces than it does like Virtus.Pro thinking we need this hero. He's going to be amazing. It feels like, you know, we don't want to be dealing with this again. It was annoying in the previous series where Team Alternate kind of, you know, ran around with a Nightstalker, Ags, and Gem and just completely controlled the map. So, you know, it's maybe a little bit of a reaction to the first series, and they're going to go for a similar style to what Alternate had. But I'm unsure where they take this, because Alchemist hasn't been touched. Alchemist has not been picked, and FNG did a pretty good job in the first game in the previous series. Scary Faces, I don't know if they run Alch. It doesn't seem like, you know, it doesn't seem like their kind of style of hero, but they don't have Ramses here, do they? They've got General, Zeke, State 21 Shadowway. They're also missing another player whose name skips my memory. Eknart. Eknart and Ramses are both missing.
Didn't they adjust their roster during the major open?
I don't know.
I don't think they've been playing with Ramses for the past weeks, I want to say.
Okay. I know that just before the open qualifiers, just before the major qualifiers, sorry, started, I know they did play with him in the defense. Maybe that was a week and a half ago. I don't know if they've changed, but anyway, one of these players is FN. That would be Recovery, I guess. He's renamed himself up. At least that's what he was in the lobby, right?
Yeah, that should be FN, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see how they do with these guys, but yeah, without Ramses, I guess the idea of like Huskar and those aggressive carries, you know, Wraith King Slark, the kind of CIS style, we farm for 10 minutes and then we go and demolish your face kind of hero, you know, running around killing everything. Maybe they go out of the window a little bit. You never know though. Scary Faces, Invoker.
Oh.
Okay.
I actually wanted to bring this up earlier because I checked up on the few drafts that they had recently, at least in the open qualifier, and they did play Invoker twice. So, you know, I mean, we talked about this during, I think, with Team Alternate as well. They also like to pick up the Invoker sometimes. It's a fun hero to watch. No matter how you build him, it's a fun hero to watch. It's a fun hero to play. So if they go for something like an Exort build, you can always make something happen, right? But the thing is, do they have the setup for it? Yeah.
Scary Faces, Tusk and Dazzle was a really popular support duo for Empire at like the start of the year. You know, you run around, you heal bomb with a snowball, and you get a lot of work done. But I'm guessing Tusk's going to be off lane, and they go with Ogre, tanky frontliner, and they've got a fair amount of mobility and control here. You know, a lot of single target though, which is something you do have to worry about a little bit. Yeah. And now when you're looking for, you know, in Invoker, I feel if you do go Exort, it has to kind of go safe lane. Mid lane Wex Invoker still works out decently, but you need physical damage. You've got minus armor, you've got slows, you've got stuns, you've got the utility of Invoker's skill set himself. But physical damage-wise, what are you left with? With Razor, SF, TA all gone, do you want to go for something that's physical based towards mid lane, or just go for, you know, like, I don't know, an anti-mage or something up on the safe lane?
I think the way they've been playing it was mid lane, and I think you definitely don't want to have the Invoker on the safe lane here. I mean, we saw ATN play it like I think a week ago or something. Also in the defense, they did play Invoker in the safe lane, but just because of that, they sort of like lacked the physical damage. So I think, yeah, you definitely want something like an additional carry towards this. I think you definitely want something like hard carry, maybe even a Spectre.
Yeah. I was thinking Spectre is like a backup plan kind of thing as well, but Bristleback is banned out by Virtus.Pro. Don't want any more of that that annoying minus armor or the ability to just chase people down. You know, Bane, Wind Ranger, they do rely quite heavily on sort of mobility and positioning in team fights.
It's also a really good carry to have on the safe lane up against the Brute Mother. Bristle, I mean, early on I think the Brute Mother sort of like has the advantage, but as soon as like Bristle hits level 5, level 6, I think he's gonna have a really good time against the Brute Mother. We'll go for the Slark.
Okay, so they're still gonna go for this kind of style where, you know, Slark, Wraith King, go for the kind of either slippery or full-on tanky heroes. And Virtus.Pro, that's a troll warlord. That's a hero we haven't seen in a long old time.
I haven't seen that here in like 6 months, not even in pub games.
I've played him in pub games a bunch. I really still like him, honestly. Like, laning phase is still very strong. The fact you've got the ranged and melee axes, and he farms jungle decently. You know, he's always that hero that can give space to one of your supports. You can move into the jungle, farm up, which was why he was so popular in the first place, you know, outside of Battle Trance being so good against towers and Roshan. But Juggernaut and Troll both can just buy Morbid Mask, go into the jungle, farm relatively efficiently with, you know, Blade Fury or the Whirling Axes, and clear yourself through the camps.
And it makes sort of sense with the Brute Mother as well, to be able to split push much more efficiently, just because that ultimate from the Troll is really strong. So it sort of makes sense, and I mean, why not? It is something where if you're Virtus.Pro, I think you say, hey guys, we just want to test something out. We just want to test the waters, see if this sort of like stuff would work in an official. I think, and it's not something that's too wacky, and at the same time they have really stable picks with the Brute Mother and the Wind Ranger anyway, so going for a carry that's maybe a bit more unconventional isn't really too bad.
He does very well against Slark, I feel. The Whirling Axes, you know, as long as Slark Dark Pact first and you get that, is it 60% blind? I can't tell because he's got bloody... He's gone ranged axes first, okay. So he's not gone for the Berserker's range, which is what we more commonly see, being able to switch between melee and ranged form and then go for the level 2 axes, but Illidan, okay. Going for the slow and a bit of damage first.
I think you want that because you, just to sort of like bully the Tusk out of the lane. Yeah, you can do it with the, oh wait, is he going off lane?
I don't think so. Without boots, without stout shields, I don't think you can like, you're not going to put supports up with the Broodmother, are you? They could be going aggro here, though.
Yeah, they might just go aggro.
This is something... Oh god, this is something that VP did a ton. VP and Empire, they loved their, you know, Troll, Dazzle, Tusk lanes, but it's kind of weird, the fact that both Tusk and Dazzle are on the enemy team. They'll just snowball in under towers with the Troll Warlord. Here, what do they have? They've got Nightmare to set up, Night Stalker to follow through. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. With the 2 defensive supports on the Radiant, though, it's going to be difficult. And I call Ogre a defensive support because it's so difficult to kill him. The thing is, though,
yeah, it really is.
They're expecting Broodmother down here. So they've got sentries, they've got dust. And State 21 on the Tusk has to deal with DK Phobos up on top lane. Oh, they know.
Yeah, they just pinged it out because the Tusk spotted the Broodmother.
Interesting. Interesting. Bot rune spot, looks like that's going to go to the Dire. No contest there from the Radiant. They kind of wanted to, though. They've been pushed back so heavily. Nightmare.
They stacked the Nightmare with a slow, actually. It's not too good.
Should still be okay.
They're gonna get a kill regardless.
He can't go Grey level 1. Like, you don't want to go Grey level 1. You want the heal, you want the poison touch, you want something more sort of, you know, versatile. You can play aggressively and defensively. Grave is just, oh god, last-ditch effort. Gotta save someone. But, yeah, oh god, Slark bought Slippers of Agility back at base. That's not good.
Ooh, that's a bit of a mistake, especially since he didn't sell them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy him by mistake, like that's no problem, but you have to sell him immediately.
Oh, interesting stuff. Middle lane, G going up against General. General has gone for Wex level 1. I'm just seeing all sorts of wacky stuff this game, honestly. Like, Okay, Wex level 1, you get the attack speed, great. You get a little bit of agility, a little bit of armor, but Quas generally is the way to go, and he's not going to go Invoke. Obviously, you don't want that level 1 EMP. I'll go for the 1-1, and then probably Invoke level 3 to get the Cold Snap up and running then. You've got Tornado as well. Bottom lane, though, they've gone back in. FNG taking a battering, but look at FN, the Slark, taking a chunk of damage here, and that should be his death. A few right clicks in, 2, 3, 1, 2. There we go, Stormrage finishes him off, and the Dazzle, he's screwed as well. He's got the heal, but that's it, he's gone. And Shadow Away this Ogre, maybe he can get the counter kill, but probably not. Oh, there we go. Hits through the mischance. Whirling Axe is not enough. Pounce forward. FNG is trapped, but the stick charge will keep the Ogre alive. Bash out from Illidan will find that kill. A triple kill for your Troll Warlord as he's now being chased down by the Slark. 2 hits is what's needed, but the Salve will keep him up and running. Lil comes back in, looking for the Nightmare onto the Slark, but holy crap, what is going on?
No.
This is not Defense of the Ancients. This is all weird. It's nonsense. You're lost for words.
I can say though that G is definitely crushing this mid lane as expected. But this tri lane, it is so awkward. I don't even know how, honestly. They might just get a kill here, though.
He can Nightmare deny himself, or he can Nightmare just stop them from attacking him. Now they turn back around to kill off that Bane Elemental, but recovery graved up. The Slark in a ton of trouble. No pounce for 10 seconds time, and he should be meeting his demise here as the tank goes through Illidan. You got to find him, you got to kill him. He's actually going to find his way out somehow. Gets himself through the trees, and Illidan's trapped. He is in a ton of trouble. He can get stunned up, slowed. There's no more mana left as Dire's Courier dies somehow, but Illidan... Pounce misses. 2 stick charges up. Should be able to get himself back to the tier 1. Meanwhile, middle lane though, General Ghost walks away. Now what happened here? Courier died, Dire side. Nothing on it. G got his bottle in, but it looks like... Was it State 21? And the Tusk comes in. Was he invis? He was hasted. Ran in to kill the Courier, loses his life for it. And you gotta say that it's decent for him. It's decent. The fact that he can't do anything up at top lane. I kind of feel like the Tusk has to roam heavily. But roaming mid isn't easy. Wind Ranger against the Invoker, like you said, G is crushing this lane in last hits, 18 and 7, doubling up on the last hits of Invoker. But maybe if you just like TP Tusk bot once, you know, you're going for a cheeky little gank down there, and if you really put a stop to VP's aggression down here, then your supports can stack, they can pull, they can start controlling lane equilibrium, because I guess level 2 Ice Shards is decent against these Spiderlings, but Phobos, full control.
Okay, nothing is going correctly here for SFZ. They dropped 2 sentry wards because they assumed that, okay, this camp has been blocked all the time. There has to be somebody here. But I'm pretty sure that every time VP has just been body blocking. Oh, recovery. You're dead, bro.
Oh, he really is. And this Ogre, Bash.
Oh, the Bash.
The hits are coming in. There's the heal. There's no mana for Grave. There is no mana for Grave. They turn. Illidan, he's baiting out with a stick. You're right. And Null with the body blocks will be able to keep them back a little bit there. Meanwhile, up at top lane, this is the worry I had. Broodmother against the Tusk. Tusk, maybe he can deal with it, but he's never going to win this lane. And DK Phobos looks like he outplays a little bit there and gets a nice kill. First Nighttime's hit, though. First Nighttime's here. And FNG.
They're already wrapping around General.
He's in a bit of trouble here. He's already invoked Tornado as well, baited out, and in they come. TP reaction from the Tusk. It's gonna be not in time. No snowball to save, and the Ice Shard's not doing enough damage either. FNG, Lil, both getting away. And G, with his bottle, will be able to regen himself back up. Courier is live in 15 seconds, and they've already got the upgrade ready and primed. FNG bought that a while back. This is looking rough. Phase boots for the Broodmother. That's something you don't see every day.
It's definitely, like, as you pointed out, this was the perfect gank from VP. Like, the second it hits nighttime, they just rotate in and wrap around the Invoker. I think the Invoker almost played it actually pretty good. Like, the Tornado was pretty good just to purge off the DD, but he didn't see that gank coming, which, quite frankly, I think somebody should have called it out, because that bottom lane was completely empty from VP's side, so... I feel like, technically, if you see this kind of stuff, you want to rotate the support early on, or at least, hey, Invoker, play more defensive. There's potential gank coming.
That's the thing. Like I said, they've got Dazzle, who's a very good reactive support. TP in, Grave heal. It's everything you need. Tusk as well. Very good at actually changing what's going on. Down at bottom lane. Yeah, recovery. Did he pounce onto someone? No, he's holding it and waiting it with the blocks out. FNG and Illidan making sure there's no path to pounce back onto. And
that was really well played from FNG. I mean, he didn't even need to skill a point in the Crippling Fear. Usually you want it kind of early on against Slark because of this, you know, because you don't want him to pounce away, but just body blocking him prevents him from actually latching onto something.
Can they kill the Ogre here? Looks like they can.
Yeah.
The damage output was just immense from this VP squad. Now, Illidan going for the Whirling Axe's max, but Slark, we were mentioning in the draft that the style that this hero likes to follow is, you know, very much akin to heroes like Slardar, heroes like, you know, your Wraith King. He's very good at scaling into late game, you know, he loves his late game items and wants to get there. But it's the initial 15 minutes where you need to safeguard this hero so much. You need the first 10 minutes like free farm completely, so you can get his treads, Aquila. And then you can decide, like, the decision point is where it's really pivotal. Because once you've got treads, Aquila, you need to decide where you're heading into next. Shadowblade, Blink, do you go for a Midas? Do you need to build yourself up a little bit tankier? Do you want to go drums? Do you need to get a stopgap item? But in this situation, where he's being forced back into his trees, he's going to pounce away, and it looks like VP might actually have found themselves in a little bit of trouble here. FN going to pounce back, and the Tusk actually punches a little into the air, but recovery will not get... Oh, he does get the kill. Just about, but loses his life for it. The TPs have come in thick and fast, and Illidan turns the fight with a heal out onto State 21 and Arzik. G wants to battle through this, but he doesn't know the Ogre's coming in from the side. Illidan, there's a snowball, there's ice shards, there's a punch, State 21. He's got everything, stuns him up. And G is now left to his own devices, but a Windrun will get himself back to safety. VP diving a little bit too far in, but State 21 equally actually just walking into the thick of things. Lil gets that Nightmare down, but cancels out the shackle shot. FNG. Oh god, the TP's just coming out everywhere. Invoker even joins in the battle here as FNG is stunned up. The Tornado Imp is there, will drain the mana of this Night Stalker, but he's got stick charges. He's got stick charges, turns the fight, finished off by the Face Boots Invoker. As the fight just never ends. It's just non-stop. Grave onto the Ogre as G is now pounded into oblivion. Finished off, no, the Windrun evades through it. State 21 looking for the kill. Actually going to chase and follow him down. There's the Dazzle right click. And Virtus.Pro, what are you doing? They kill the Invoker under the tower, but Arzik and State, they want to keep on fighting. Illidan now chasing them through. He's got his ultimate and the slow. There's no mana left for this Tusk, and he's blocked himself in with the ice shards. He'll get finished off by Lil and Illidan. Okay, triple kill for your Bane Elemental. Hello?
I don't even know. I was halfway through that. I wanted to say that this is the kind of stuff that SFZ has to hope for. That VP just overextends and just becomes cocky, but then SFZ just turns it around and does the same thing. See,
that's exactly what I was thinking like 15 seconds ago. And then you've got to remember that top lane, there's a Broodmother. there's a Broodmother on a tier 3, 9 minutes into the game and takes it down to half health. See, I would have agreed with you, but I'm sorry, but I like 100% disagree. This is where VP really want to be. They don't care about trading kills. They honestly are perfectly happy with this because look at DK Phobos. Hello, the Broodmother just up here doing whatever the hell he wants. The middle lane general's dead. Fiend's grip out from Lil, finds the kill onto the Invoker. Arzik not there in time with the Grave, and I'm going to switch to net worth because this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, Bane has a Dagon in the works. He's got Staff of Wizardry, Null Talisman. Lila's making Dagon. That's where he's going with this one. Scary Faces. Arzik has Arcane's Urn on a Dazzle 9.5 minutes in. the Tusk nearly has drums. The core heroes are nowhere near as farmed as the supports. FNG will get caught here, but Lil's ready with a Nightmare. Doesn't even need it just yet. There's no stun. Shadowway doesn't have vision up on high. Oh, yes, he does. Nightmare not in time, but FNG's tanky enough just to get himself through this one. FG comes in. Shards doesn't finish, and EMP will send him up there with a tornado. Illidan in the middle of 4 heroes here, and he gets the bash. State 21. There's a snowball. Illidan will get finished off, but the Grave through, honestly. This is getting a bit messy because now Broodmother's dead up on top lane. Slark killed him off. He did get the trade-off kill with the Slark up on top, but 4 for 1. Now this is where Scary Faces want to be. They kill the Brood, stop the push, and they get a team fight in their favor.
OG! Oh, so close. So close. Well, yeah, definitely. This is where SFZ want to be. But at the same time, I mean, it's still definitely VP's game to lose or to win. Yeah, whatever. Just look at them. Look at them. I mean, look at the Broodmother. She's so far ahead in terms of net worth. Sure, she just died to the Slark, but that's just because she was diving tier 3, almost tier 4. So if they just play it safe, they can just take objective after objective if they want to.
Well, the Slark, living up to his name, he's definitely making a recovery now. Treads Aquila PMS, 600 gold. And this is the decision point I was talking about. It's time to start deciding where you head from this. Because Virtus.Pro, their lineup, it scales decently. So you can't really look at this and say, okay, late game's where we take it. Sure, you've got Dazzles, but Invoker, he hits...
so dead.
Oh yeah, he hits various power spikes, and this is not one of them. This is not one of them. Focus fired with a Fiend's Grip, and a double F. And actually TP in from the Dazzle. Snowball catches Lil, but they're still going to kill off Arzeek. Even though the Grave is there, they can kill him. If they dive in, Lil's looking for it. Brain Sap at the ready, but Lil's actually pounced onto there with the shards forward. They do get the Dazzle in the end. 2 for 1. Bane losing his life for that. But that's a dominating streak actually taken from the Bane by the Night Stalker. FNG going to be happy with the gold he gets. Bane, Dagon, still about a grand away. But yeah, scaling into the late game. You can't really say that the Radiant have a massive advantage, but they do have these kind of weird points where once Invoker gets Orchid, they can start swinging things in their favor. He hits these really weird sort of power spikes depending on items and levels. FNG is picked off, diving under the tower, a little bit ballsy there as General. Tornado MP Cold Snap. Held in place, and they have dived way too far this time. Stick charges up, turns to fight, but he's stunned up by the Ogre. Top lane, I'm going to switch my camera over to here in a second. Illidan? Yeah, you're not going to get that one. Up at top, FN. He's got the Dark Pact, and that's clearing through these spiralings pretty nicely. So Virtus.Pro, it was like 4 to 13 at one point, but 16 to 19. I want to take a look overall. There's not that much in it now. VP have given away a lot of their lead. G is still farming away decently, but Slark he's weaseled his way back into this game.
It's some serious 3-2 going on here. DK4 was pretty much the only one that's trying to sort of like go for the objectives, and I think this is pretty much what VP has going for them at the moment. The fact that DK Phobos is so ridiculously farmed, and that he's taking these objectives, and that they can't really kill him, or maybe now, I guess. Nah. Still can't kill him.
Honestly, that sentence right there is just like so. It's the epitome of this game, right? It's so indicative. Like, oh, they're gonna go. No, no. It's just that's all that's going on. State 21 has found G over on the side. Wind Ranger though, got the wind run off, and maybe now they turn to fight. They've killed off the Ogre in the backhand. Tornado will kill him, and G will earn. There we go. Shadow Wave. Keeps State 21 alive and happy, but Illidan, he walks into the middle of 4 of them here with a cold snap EMP. Shards to block off the advance as well. Perfect play out from State. Let's troll Warlord, not long for this world. This Broodmother actually going to get dusted up here, but with the Orchid, there's going to be a grave from Arzeek just in time with a TP. And there's no stun over on the other side, though. The actual fight is still kicking off. FNG going to go for the kill with a Void. He does get the final blow. TP out from recovery, and there's nothing to stop him. There's nothing to see this Ghost Walk Invoker either.
Well, they did have some sentries down south, so if he walks now, okay, he knows what those are. He's dodging them.
Right.
Yeah, VP is just they're just losing these fights that they shouldn't because they're giving so much gold to the Slark. This Slark is suddenly can go for a Shadow Blade.
Yeah. He can actually afford items, and then I cannot take my eyes off this Dazzle. The Dazzle has Medallion Arcanes. They'll find Lil up at top. His Dagon is going to be delayed even further. Broodmother hiding over to the side. Not going to be able to find her. Middle lane though. Recovery. Walks up. Illidan. Can't really do anything about this.
5 minutes ago, Illidan was second in terms of net worth. Now he's below the Tusk and the Dazzle.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Nobody has been farming this bottom lane for the past, what feels like 10 minutes.
Nobody has been farming. I think you could. I honestly think you could just leave it at that.
That's true.
Nobody has been farming. Maybe you count the Slark. You know, he's taken a couple of jungle camps. He's been killing spiderlings. But DK Phobos, Phase Boots, Orchid. I've been seeing a lot of Phase Boots recently. Tornado. Oh, that was close. I should have been able to see him if they just waited a half a second longer. Found that Broodmother and taken that juicy little kill on her. DK Phobos, 4-2-0, 420 is the score. Gonna try and kill off General a couple more times, but he's getting closer and closer to his Orchid now.
This is so weird. I mean, VP is doing so many things, I guess, wrong. I think they got a bit overconfident after the initial minutes, and I don't know. This behavior is just so weird. Illidan, as a carry, usually what you see from a carry is just like He's wasting so much time in this mid lane. He's been in this mid lane for like 5 minutes and he's only farming like one wave instead of like rotating between wave and jungle, you know? So it's just some weird behavior coming out from VP.
And they're just continually like dogpiling in. FNG and Lil, I'm starting to feel like this is a repeat of game 2 against Alternate, where they think, right, we can outskill them, we've outdrafted them, we're just going to outplay them. Lil, with this Dagon build, he is not going to... It killed off his own troll Warlord, trying to get the Nightmare to stop the snowball. But State 21, we'll get power shotted down. What is Illidan's score right now? It's like 4, 5, and 8. 5 deaths.
And he had those 5 kills in the first, what, like 4 to 5 minutes? So that means he's basically only been dying ever since.
Yeah. Not looking great. Not looking great. ScaryFace's Shadowblade on the Slug, 16 minutes in. And it's like reverse story, right, for the Slug. Complete reversal. He was, 0-5 or something, and now he's got 6 kills. He's got Shadowblade. It's looking amazing. And with a Tornado EMP, DK Phobos does get caught there, but the kill off that nasty little ogre diving under the tower. Where are they? What are they doing? 5 heroes mid?
And suddenly DK Phobos is here as well. I don't necessarily agree with this. I think DK Phobos should just keep split pushing, honestly. I mean, even if he draws the attention from like 3 to 4 heroes, if his team would actually utilize that space, and again, Illidan hasn't so far, but if his team was actually utilizing that space, he could actually either he takes tower or his team is taking those towers. So I don't know. VP is just kind of... they're kind of not throwing this game, but they're going very easy here, I feel. Or they're just not investing too much at the moment.
And speaking of towers, you look at the map and think, okay, tier 1, tier 1, tier 2. VP have taken down 3 towers. ScaryFaces have taken down 0. This net worth difference is like 500, if that. So the lead that VP had, a big spike towards like 7,500, dissipated completely just with these deaths. They will go and take Roshan though with Focus Fire, and that's natural ulti, battle trance.
I just want to point out that, you know how Lil was close to getting a Dagon like 8 minutes ago?
4 staff time.
Yeah, he's diverting. He's like, okay guys, it looks like we have to play serious. I'm gonna get 4 staff.
I'll have to buy real items now.
Yeah.
Oh, the smoke up here. ScaryFace is up on the high ground, and FNG, I think he knows what's going on with this observer ward up here. The smoke gets popped, and they're going to run into this. Actually trapped in here with the shards, EMP, and the slow. Nightmare will stop, actually. Great play there, but Snowball still pounding on in with recovery ready. Here he's going to get bashed up and actually wailed down on G. Does not have a power shot ready, so they can't actually find a snipe onto him. Shadowblade on the run. Good Tornado catching 3. On the retreat out. ScaryFaces, this is not a fight you really want to be taking. Even with the Dazzle having Weave, and Grave, his skill set is sometimes very annoying to try and get off the tip of your tongue. But G with Aegis, with Aghanim Scepter, I think he's like the shining light here. Illidan has very little to his name.
They had recovery down to what, like 100 HP, and if only they had vision over him, they would have killed him for sure. I even would have loved to see G sort of like shooting a power shot after him, but yeah, that was too bad. Again, I don't understand why they're all here. Why? Yeah, at least Phobos shouldn't be here. But at the same time, he went for the Orchid, so I guess he kind of has to be in those team fights because that Orchid is actually pretty necessary, to be honest.
Silence up that Invoker, stop him from doing all this naughty stuff. Orchid on Invoker, State 21 Chainmail. I'm guessing mech for him, even though he didn't go for the Arcane Boots. You could go Blade. Oh no, I guess. Wait, you're not going to go double medallion?
He could do that, technically. I mean, it's actually not good, but I don't like the mech on the tusks too much, especially this late.
And with phase boots, like the phase boots is the one sort of thing that I'd not be happy with. Arcane's mech is pretty good, but
maybe an AC.
Okay, you crazy. You are just straight up crazy talk.
Honestly, what in this? Tell me something in this game that's not crazy.
That's a good point, actually. I don't know. I don't know what they are doing. I don't know where they're meant to go. Middle lane, they just keep on trying to set up for this, but it's ScaryFaces to start things off with the shards. Oh, could force staff Lil get himself away. Snowball. Ho, ho, ho.
Could bait this.
State 21, I think you are a little bit screwed, my friends. Shackled under the tier 1. Finished off there. FNG is on the hunt looking for the Ogre. I'm not going to chase him too far. Up a top lane, though, the Slark is farming away. He's got an ultimate orb and he's got TPs. He's ready to join this fight, our Zeke.
Oh, the shackle.
You know what's going on. Ogre is trapped under the shackle, like you said, and Grave up onto him. That's not really the target you would be graving, especially when under your tier 1 and tier 2 recovery comes in. But DK Phobos and FNG kill the courier! Kill that donkey! Not gonna get it in general! He's now trapped with a Fiend's Grip, and then Slark is just trying, and there's no time, there's no tornado, no ghost walk or anything. As the courier, did it die? Did it survive? It got itself away, happy and back to safety. But Virtus.Pro, they've killed off 4. They've lost 2 heroes here, but G takes a tier 1. And looks like they're going to go for more.
I mean, again, this is where DK Phobos did go for the Orchid, so he decided to join these fights, and this is where it's important, right? The silences are actually pretty clutch against the lineup from SFZ. You really want to deny, I mean, ideally even a Grave, but even if you just deny the Invoker to be useful in this fight is really strong. So I guess him participating makes sense now, but I still think that he should have also just split pushed, honestly. But you know, VP is back in this game.
Look at all these spiders. Alright, DK Phobos, up to 12,000 net worth almost, with his BKB Orchid. The Battle Brood is in full swing. But Slark, his muscle wasn't really felt in that team fight. He's got a Shadow Blade now. He really needs to be sort of looking in the back, dipping and diving for these supports with the Bane.
Spider army.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But the thing with Slark is, you want him to go for supports like Lil here, but when he's silenced up, Dark Pact will take it off. Now he pops his ultimate as the EMP. Oh god, the Shackle Blake forward. G has got Aegis, so he's pretty happy just to go himself in here. Rest of his team, not too fond of the idea. As the Spiderlings, is someone dying? State 21's fine. Full HP. Get a couple of kills.
Do you remember Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Yeah.
That scene where they like follow the spiders.
Yeah.
I think this is what this reminds me of, or like when they enter the cave.
Well, it's like it all starts off when Ron sees that one spider in the school, in the castle, whatever you want to call it, and it's like, oh god, I hate spiders. I hate spiders. And then they go into the forest and there's like swarms of them, hordes of spiders.
This is pretty much it. And in the game we cast before, where the Crystal Maiden stumbled onto the spiders, that's pretty much when they entered the cave. She found herself surrounded by like 1,000 spiders and died.
That's the second medallion on Tusk, so he did go for it.
I think it's kind of weird, but you know, Tusk is a really good smoke.
Well, Broodmother, BKB's up, so the EMP Tornado doesn't do a damn thing. Zeke on the back end, Silenced up, he's going to have to get his Grave off soon, but he's stunned, he's bashed, he's held in place, and Shackle up on the General. This is not looking good for ScaryFaceZZZ. Yeah. About this one. About that TP. Not going to happen. Now, Ogre has a Quelling Blade. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing dewarding reasons, but he did tank through a lot of spells there. Slark, once again, not able to join the fight and not able to really throw his weight around, even though he is the most farmed hero over on the Radiant. He can't get in here.
This is, I guess, VP basically just saying, hey guys, you know, we just had our fun. I guess it's time to win. Because seriously, like the way VP has been playing in these past, I want to say 5 to 7 minutes is completely different from before. They're just suddenly going for objectives, they're grouping up, they're doing the right things, and now they're pushing the tier 3, which SFZ, I guess, can delay with the Invoker, but they can't really... nice for staff.
Where's he gone?
He's in this.
He's running away. Oh, that's the tier 3 gone. There's the tier 3 gone. Weaver's up onto multiple heroes here, and it looks like, the smoke has popped. Now Illidan, he's got his Whirling Axes in recovery. And he got the mischance up onto you, Dark Packed it off, and they turn back on stage when Illidan's dead though. With no sustain, no heal, nothing to keep him up and running as he turns back to punch up FNG, but it looks like he will still lose his life. DK Phobos, the BKB's up, the Shackle goes between the Ogre and that freaking Invoker. Broodmother still dies though, and Slark wants to get back in here with a Tornado up. FNG gonna get finished off with that cold snap, and Slark pounce. They lose the tier 3, but still a decent fight for Virtus.Pro. It's not amazing, they lose 3 heroes, but they get what they came for. They get a bunch of gold, and really, they wait for the next Roshan, and they go and finish the job.
Yeah, and this is just SFZ also playing or fighting together with a Slark. And it was honestly really good movement from the Slark to play that aggressive OG. Nice reaction. I'm not sure why you even, I don't know. Like, I feel like General was a bit slow on the Orchid.
Invokers are, like, outside of that, Invoker's a really weird hero. He's got himself up to level 14, but at this point, your Tornado EMP, sure, it can stall, it can provide a little bit of utility, He goes back for the Midas. And, like, I fully agree with this. Like, this is the build, honestly. Orchid gives you, like, the early game fighting power. Midas allows you to... Because you need points in Exort. And that's the point I was coming to. You desperately need to, like, you know, get into level 17, 18, where you've got 4 points or so in Exort, 3 points in Invoke, and actually become a fighting power. Because right now, he's good at stalling, he's good at, you know, with a little bit of utility and teamfight control, but he doesn't offer you the damage that, like, an Exort Invoker would give you. He needs the Exort points, he needs that Meatball, the Deafening Blast, and he actually needs to, you know, provide a little bit more in these teamfights, because Slark cannot carry them the entire weight on his shoulders, even with his Skadi fully done. How are we looking now overall anyway? Well, VP have reclaimed.
Full battle build. Like, he's going AC now as well.
It kind of reminds me of what Balkan Bears used to do, and also London Conspiracy, where they'd go either Midas BKB, then like Blink Butterfly, or they'd go for like the straight into battle build with the Orchid BKB, Butterfly AC, and it's kind of nice. I feel that Broodmother needs, you know, Blink Dagger some additional mobility, so she can break the line. She can just jump straight in onto the supports, the Dazzle in particular. You want to be jumping past the Ogre, past the Tusk, away from this Invoker, and onto the Dazzle as quickly as you can. And if you don't have the webs down to do it, Blink Dagger would be nice. But General, he's running around with his Ghost Walk. At this point, you'd love to be hunting kills, you know, with your Orchid, with Cold Snap, Tornado EMP, go and kill off the Bane, the Troll, someone like that. But it's difficult.
This is where I think, again, VP, I think their movements right now are really good. They're not really separated too far from one another. The only one that's really not with his team is G, and that's just because he's the most mobile and elusive hero, and maybe he can
A just expired.
Oh.
Oh, was that a regen run? It just expired a while back.
It's a regen run, yeah. Oh, the tornado clips him.
He's got the wind run and the pounce not on the mark. He's got Shackle Shot. He's going to have to throw it now. No, silenced up. G, I think you might be in a little bit of trouble here.
I think there was pretty much nothing he could do.
Yeah.
He was definitely sure. He was dead the moment the tornado hit him. And unfortunately for them, the Roshan is like, it's like a really late Roshan. It was like 3 minutes and something. I don't know. It was like 3 minutes. That's pretty much the longest Roshan for them. And unfortunately, if the Roshan had been up right now, they could have traded this kill for Rosh, right? But this way, Roshan will be up until SFZ can even contest it. So it's not really looking good for VP right now, at least in this regard. And they're not even pushing or pressuring as well. Again, I don't really agree with this Broodmother play here. I think that the way the Mag plays it for Vega is much more effective. Not only because of the item build, but also just the way he plays it. Phobos, I think, has been a bit too passive. Oh, they won.
They've both been spotted. And they're still going to go for this. Illidan, Virtus.Pro, are you sure? FNG's been pounced up and Shadow just comes straight on in. That's an easy kill. That was questionable.
Yeah, they
saw them. They knew those. They knew what was coming. Roshan oh god, Lil. Roshan respawns. He glimmer capes himself away. And General's going to find him though with a cold snap. No, force staff over the cliff. Back to safety, and now the fight actually kicks off. DK Phobos and Illidan trapped in with the ice shards. And this is going to be snowballing with Illidan and DK Phobos force the fight here. Stage 21 takes a pounding though from G with a focus fire. Stun multi-cancel onto the Troll Warlord. He's got stick charges up his sleeve though, and they turn and fight. General graved up, but he's actually being penetrated by the Nightmare from Bane. Lil going to finish him off. Shackle Shot latches back onto the Dazzle as well. And even with the Ogre tanking through it all, you don't have the damage output.
That was Lil and G. Some sick flanking from Lil coming out. Even though he kind of knew it, because he pointed out, like, they saw the Bane force stuffing himself uphill, but he was still able to flank SFZ from behind. That was really nice, or really well done. And with this Aegis, they can finally pressure SFZ again. It feels like VP was scared to push without the Aegis, like, on all fronts. They're not even pushing or split pushing at all. They're just like, nah, no Aegis, no tower.
Well, AC, done. G has his crit. Aghanim Scepter, and he's not far away from Daedalus either. FNG, what are you up to? Vlad's, okay, they've got high ground pushing items. They've got armor, they've got damage, physical right clicks, and they have a gliding, hovering Troll. Troll seems really broken in Reborn. Like, whenever I've played him, it does this as well, where his animation just bug, and he just starts gliding around.
Yeah.
Not sure. Not sure what's
like
up with that.
axes only coming flying out of his body instead of from his arms. Yeah.
Pelvic axes, just thrusting them towards the enemy. General, still 1 point in Exort. EMP Tornado at the ready, but...
Oh, recovery's on here.
Does he have a TP?
Yeah, he has, but... Feels like he doesn't want to fight just yet.
Illidan, fully out of mana, but 4 staff back, and they've got the shackle onto the Ogre as well. State 21's gripped up on the side, and Ogre can actually go back in here to stun off FNG. Recovery comes in with that kill, but State 21's finished off. DK Phobos in the back lines. He cuts through and gets the kill over on the Ogre, but Recovery double kill beyond godlike streak for the little Slark. And they've defended their high ground. Defended their tier 3.
In hindsight, it doesn't really make sense to put the Aegis onto the Windrunner if you plan on sieging the tower with the Troll. Because the Troll was out of mana and out of life, basically after the Tornado EMP combo hit him, and they were like nuking him down. It's actually quite a surprise he was able to survive for that long. So, I don't know, if you plan on sieging the tower like that, maybe give the Aegis to the Troll, because the Windrunner was never really targeted whatsoever, so...
Yeah.
Oh, now
she didn't seem threatened. Oh, he wants the rune. He blink. Nope. Yeah. Nope. 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 He's dead. He's dead. He's got Aegis up, so he should be able to respawn and blink away, just getting himself into a little bit of a better position to blink onto high ground or blink up to here. Dark Pact.
Yeah.
That was
the perfect tornado.
Well played. Very well played. So G loses 2 lives there, and Virtus.Pro. Honestly, this game, I don't understand. It's just back and forth between the two of them. Absolutely crazy.
But finally, DK Phobos finally remembered, hey, I'm a Brute Mother. I can split push, right? But he's still very hesitant. Even though he sees 4 heroes in the mid lane at his tier 2. Why is he still so hesitant to push this tower? I don't understand. I feel like if you're Brute Mother, you should play much more aggressively. Yeah, finally he pops his ultimate, but... if anything, it's a bit late.
I guess with the Invoker Ghost Walk and, you know, Tornado EMP.
Yeah.
But he has a BKB. The fact that DK Phobos doesn't have a TP scroll does make it a little bit worse, and, you know, Walrus Punch and things like that. The Tusk plus Invoker, it can stop him just as the 2 of them. And TPN. Oh,
well,
Lil.
As long as he sees the Tusk in the mid lane, which he did. Oh.
That was the clowniest shit I've ever seen. Gems dropped as well. Freshly bought gem and get taken up by the Slark, and Dazzle already has one then. Hang on a second, where's that gone? I saw Dazzle buy a gem.
Slark has it.
Oh wait, Slark has, but okay.
Yeah.
So there's that gem's just gonna stay there, stay up on the high ground.
He just pounds down to pass on the gem onto the Invoker, and now he pounces back up, and he has to wait for another pounce, and oh, G's gonna blink onto the cliff.
Is he though? He blinks over to the side, and the Shadow Blade from Recovery. Down in bot lane, DK Phobos, he got his push on. He's actually building it to a basher now.
And this is a really good response coming out from SFZ. They realize, okay guys, we're really, like, whatever SFZ has been doing so far has been really good, but now they need to pressure the lane that the Brute is pressuring, because they haven't really felt the pressure from Brute ever since she took the tier 2 top, or the tier 3, I guess. And now they're like, hey guys, we'll push out the lane that Brute is actually in. Like, this is how you play against Brute, except that Phobos never really forced them into a situation where they had to do this.
What are they up to now? Where are they going? They've got Daedalus on the Wind Ranger. They've got BKB on Illidan. There's FNG. He's still sitting on that Vlad's. I just don't know how I feel about these like 5-on-5 brawls anymore, because it's just it's impossible. You can't say that one team is going to win the fight, because they seem so evenly matched in these team fights. It comes down to execution, and it comes down to, you know, kind of blind luck at some point. Whether the snowball hits a couple of people, whether it picks people up, if Dazzle can get the grave off, you know. There's so many little sort of decisions that have to be made in these team fights that really can change the outcome massively.
I feel like, though, that VP has a more difficult task at hand, just because if you look at their lineups, or if you look at the heroes, they're kind of more dependent on, like, very perfect executions, because the Shackle, if it doesn't latch, that's like a fight you already can take, right? You don't want to waste the silence on a Slark that's in the middle of using his Dark Pact as well, so you have to be really on time with those kind of spells. So
yeah,
I feel like VP has a much more difficult lineup to execute in a team fight if it comes to like 5-on-5 team fight, just because they have these build spells they have to be careful of. Whereas SFZ, I guess the only thing they really have to be wary of is who they snowball, if they snowball, and maybe not popping the grave too early. But other than that, I feel like it's much easier for them to take a fight head on.
Now, very often we see, you know, Dazzle sitting very far behind and offset from the rest of their team to make sure they can get the grave. I've liked Ozik's positioning in these fights, though. He kind of stands in the middle. Because he knows that if he's at the back, he's going to get jumped on and picked off. He'll get shackled, silenced, and killed. But in these fights, he's been standing in the middle of the rest of his teammates.
He's running into Sentry.
Oh, he's been found, and they've got him. That's a big takedown. State 21's been silenced up as well. Chased into the sentries, but they want the Dazzle. They want to kill off this nasty little graving Dazzle. They get the shackle to cancel the TP, and the grave will only delay the inevitable. As the chase is on. Over to the east, but Shadowway will get himself away to TP to safety. Now, the big thing to take away from this is there is no buyback on your Slark, so that's a minute without your Slark. That's Rax gone. And this is all because he bought a Moonshard.
Out of all items that you buy, why a Moonshard?
No Butterfly, no BKB, no anything. It's a Moonshard.
Shadowblade.
Silver Edge.
A Silver Edge.
Yeah. That's going to be at least one lane of Rax, right? EMP's annoying. It's going to tickle a little bit. But Rax, surely going to fall here. And the VP take the first one.
Another one.
Top lane is naked.
Yeah, exactly.
Tier 3 mid is on what? 80% HP, but that'll be taken down pretty quickly. And they know that Slark doesn't have buyback, so the Glyph is forced here, and ScaryFaces they want to defend.
They just use this time to rotate to the top lane, so this is actually pretty perfect for VP. Oh, they initiate onto FNG.
Oh, but G's in the back. He's got the Ogre shackled up and finished off. There's no stuns, there's no slows, and FNG, he's a Night Stalker. They don't care if he dies. They're going to finish off State 21 here with the Orchid. The hits in from Lil as well with the Brain Sap, and they take him down. General, Ghost Walk, run away. And they've got a gem on the Bane. Bane. But he's going to walk himself back. So there's a gem dropped somewhere as well, apparently. And it's Radiant Courier.
Oh, they can re-engage. They can fight this.
Oh, General. Oh, they know. They see him. He's gone. Radiant Courier is still there. They didn't see the Courier. Just walk straight past it. But Slark respawns, and the rest of his team's dead.
The reason they lost this, or this was so bad, is the same why they lost the fight in the jungle just now. Like, Slark went in the jungle without any vision, and then Invoker went in without vision. This is not something you do against this team with a Fiend Script, with a Silence, with a Shackle. You don't walk in if you don't have vision on them, because, as I said, they have a really difficult lineup to execute in a team fight, and if you give them this opportunity to hit like an easy Shackle or an easy Fiend Script, yeah, basically fighting against yourself.
Oh, Tornado EMP not going to latch. And another melee Rax does go down. Snowball up to DK Phobos, and he's punched, but he's up on the high ground.
He wants to fight this.
There's no BKB, and they've got the reveal. So DK Phobos is definitely dead, but look at this. The big man's back up and alive. Roshan, ready for the taking as... Okay, Lil. Okay, Lil. Swaps out his Glimmer.
Against a gem, yeah, sure, why not? Actually, no, they have both gems, don't they?
No, I think
no,
Dazzle.
Recovery, yeah.
Dazzle, no, Slark, someone.
No, Slark has it. Slark has it. So yeah, against a gem, sure. Let's buy a Shadowblade. Why not?
Let's go back to Moonshard. I think that if you're ahead, Moonshard is a great item for the Slark in this in not this situation, but a situation similar to this, where you can go hunting. There's the extra night vision, the extra attack speed. You go in, you kill Lil in a couple of hits, and that's it. You find a pick off, and that stops VP from pushing in. That alleviates the pressure completely, right? But if VP are able to kill you because you have no defensive items, there's no Lincolns on your team.
Lincolns would honestly be so good. Yeah.
There's no mech. There's nothing. You've got Glimmer Capes. You've got a Snowball. But you don't have that sustain outside of Dazzle. But if Dazzle's not nearby, you've got very little at all. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes next, because I feel like he's just going to go all-out damage. He'll probably go like MKB or something next, eat the Moonshard, or swap out the gem for an MKB, and then try and sort of force this Invoker with his AC build, AC Orchid, into actually tanking a lot of the team fight.
To me, this Moonshot build feels a bit like sort of like Panic Buy. You know when you know that this next fight is going to decide whether you win or not, and you just spend the rest of your gold and buy an item. which usually is like Yasha or whatever, but it feels like he's just like, okay, or like when he bought it, it feels like the timing, it was so weird because it doesn't really feel like he needed it at the time. And again, a Linken's would have been so good. And he would have definitely had the time to build up Linken's as well, so I'm not sure about this.
Exactly. It's like when you're in your base, you're being pushed in, right, I've got 2,000 gold, I'm going to buy Mask of Madness. It's one of those situations, except he spends, you know, 5 grand on a Moonshard, which really hasn't done too much for him. But they are wrapping around in here onto DK Phobos. The Slav will get gripped up. He gets the Dark Pact off, so he's actually pretty safe now. Turn of fight, Shadow is caught. Nice Stalker and the Bane both chasing him down. Illidan BKB's EMP's not going to hit onto him, so mana not drained. The rest of his team. Let's take top racks. They've got 3 lanes. Well, they've got 2 lanes pushing in. Top lane is actually towards their own tier 3. There's blood splatters everywhere, and the meatball lands on Illidan. They're going to take the Aegis away from him. But G still has the cheese. They've still got this capability, just run in and charge people down. Brood's killed off the Yoga, and DK Phobos actually gets rolled over by the snowball. Stay 21 Shackle Shot. What? What? Back onto the Dazzle, and G, okay. Living up to your name. Living up to your bloody name. Double kill for him, dominating streak. And God killed them all. Game is over.
Now he goes for the Silver Edge. I don't know. This... I mean... The Slark in general did a really good job of coming back into this game, and he's definitely part of the reason why they were still in this game to begin with, just because he's been dealing a lot of damage. He got a solo kill onto DK Phobos, even though it was underneath his tier 3. It was really important, but yeah. I don't agree with this Moonshard.
Give him the Rampage. What? Where's the Rampage? You got an Ultra Kill.
This is where you type in manners, please, if you're playing in alt jet manners, please.
No, it's just the question mark. Shift enter, question mark, enter. That's all you do. That's all you do. Oh, they call GG, someone's cancelling it. There we go. There we go. Game's over. Game 1 of this 2-game series, guys. Virtus.Pro in an absolute clusterfuck, honestly. That game. 36-50. We had like 23 kills by 10 minutes. I honestly have never seen anything like this in the history of Dota, but Wraith Bands was the item of choice this time for Lil. 6 Wraith Bands, no chain mills.
Do you think he has like an app where he can just roll an item and then he decides which he goes for? Like honestly, this is what it feels like.
He probably goes on to Dota every weekend. It's like, right,